My girlfriend tried to push me off a cliff as a joke. My girlfriend, 20F, is completely crazy, but mostly in a good way. Spontaneous is an understatement. Sometimes she goes too far, but I love her for her crazy personality. I, 18M, am more relaxed, and we balance each other out. Two recent incidents really freaked me out though, and I need advice. I was driving onto the highway with a lot of traffic. We were going maybe 40 km/h. She suddenly started tickling me and wouldn't stop when I yelled at her. I jammed on the brake and someone almost hit us from behind. I asked her what the fuck is wrong with her, but she just laughed about it and told me to chill. I said, "What would make you want to do that?" And she said, "IDK just felt like it." Then last Saturday I was hiking with her and I was standing near this steep cliff. I'm usually wary of her because you never know what she's gonna do, even though it's usually just a prank or something. I let my guard down, and she went behind me and pushed me towards the cliff, and I swear I almost fell off. She did it hard and I ended up right at the edge. She was laughing so hard. I freaked out and started screaming at her, and I may have been out of line, but holy shit. She laughed about it at first, but then she started crying and saying she was so sorry. The next day she started texting me, saying that she didn't mean any harm and she just didn't know, that I would get so mad at her for doing that. Am I crazy for even thinking about this? Is it possible she's just immature and if I get back with her she'll be different? I'm kind of lonely, and I really love her, but this really made me rethink the situation, because now I feel like she's legit crazy, not just fun crazy. Thanks for your advice. Update. I've been thinking a lot, and I decided that I'm ending my relationship with her. This isn't easy for me. It's hard because I've been with her for almost 2 years, but it's even harder because now I feel a ton of guilt myself as I remembered things that I ignored, and how I was only worried about her after I became the victim. I mentioned that point in the other thread, but I feel even worse about it now. I know I was stubborn in the last thread, but I listened to everyone's advice very carefully. You all helped so much. When people brought up the sadism aspect, it sort of clicked. I don't know if it was stupidity or selfishness, but I didn't think of her that way until this week. I just ignored everything she did. I thought about some memories using this new perspective. I remember early this year her dad got her a job at the front desk at this apartment complex. It's hard to explain this place because it was sort of a luxury place and most apartments aren't like this, but I was there once or twice to pick her up, and I remember what the building looked like. There were a lot of older people living there, and right near the entrance of the building, there was an elevator which only went up. Then there was the main elevator which was kind of far down a long hallway. She had to call that first elevator down after the person was approved to go into the building. One time me and her were smoking and just chilling talking about stuff. She was laughing to me about how she would sometimes disable the UP elevator and pretend it was out of order, and then she'd watch these older handicapped people walk down this long hallway to get to the main elevator. She got fired pretty quickly anyway, because she activated the fire alarm when there was no fire. When they asked her what happened, she pretended that the computer was glitching and she couldn't stop it. But they believed she did it on purpose, so they fired her. I'm sure some people could have been injured during the chaos. I guess the alarm must have disabled the elevators, so everyone had to grab their stuff and run down the stairs as quickly as possible. I can imagine all these elderly people going down so many flights of stairs. I don't think anyone was injured, but they did fire her, and maybe they're still investigating. I don't know if it could help, but I'm gonna call that place and tell them what she told me and how she admitted to pulling the alarm on purpose. That will help my conscience out a lot. Like I said, I feel terrible about ignoring this stuff. You might think I'm an idiot or a terrible person myself. I don't know what to say, but when I really thought about this stuff, I decided I couldn't be with her. I know people will criticize me, and that's fine. This is an update but also a confession TBH because I have to get that off my chest. And there's a bunch of other stories too that she told me, or that I saw myself. I enjoyed her craziness TBH, even though I was always on edge, but I thought of it as her being fun and spontaneous instead of sadistic. I guess I'm pretty weird myself. I responded to her texts this morning because she was starting to get angry and was sending a lot more texts. I told her I was really sick and thought she shouldn't be near me, but that we might be able to hang out again in a week or two. I said I wasn't mad at her anymore, and I just didn't respond because I was sick. I just told her that to get her off my back, and to give myself time to prepare for the breakup, because I don't know how she's gonna react and I want to be safe. For example, she has keys to my house, and I'm living with other people, including kids. so I want to change the locks and make sure we're not tied together in any other ways before I do an official breakup. Do you think that's a smart idea? I could use any advice on the best way to do a breakup in this situation because I'm kind of worried. Once again, thanks so much for all your advice last time, and have a good day.